context, and how this social design can make some difference in the day-to-day life. So you have asked about intersection of social design. If we think about any place or any sector, knowingly or unknowingly, we see there is a intersection of social design, because we cannot sustain any for any design or designing any product, process, principle, anything without a humanitarian approach, without the human touch, without the need of human, if we are not addressing anything which is satisfying the human need. So if you look at from the ancient perspective to the modern perspective, be it a technical part or be it philosophical or everything, if we are not addressing the human perspective, social perspective, psychological perspective, we will be failed. So if we want to grow and establish this context and concept, human approach is very important. Now the question is, if we talk about social design, so social design, certainly we are aware about what is social design, but theoretically it's fine that there should be human touch, it should address the complex problem in a social manner. So the social design is when some designing part or something which address the complex problem in a simple way. For example, remove eradicating poverty. So when you talk about theoretically eradicating poverty, so there should be some principle, there should be some schemes. The scheme should be applicable in rural area. But the question is how social design can be implemented or can be in the action. So now the theory part is over. We have already discussed so much. How social design can be in the action. So if we look at the designing of fridge, so now many fridge are designed which can be used in the rural area where electricity is not required, where it can be used with the help of either solar energy or it is a mitti cool, made of mitti. Similarly, again, if you see as social designing, fridge was very status symbol for rural and urban area for both. Now people are coming back to use this mitti kind of ghada, this pot, which is very healthy for the human health, so well-being, as well as for environmental context, plus providing employment to those who are unemployed. So addressing prosperity, sustainability, and profitability. So social design, which address all three, that would be a kind of social design which can be in the action. Over to you, sir. If I hope I have tried to address your question.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. In continuation, you are absolutely right, ma'am. In relation with the product design, and you give the good examples for that. Now, I'm requesting to Prashant sir if he can elaborate in relation with the intersection of the social design in his review.
Thank you very much, Nisha Madam, for briefing the things. And before going to intersection of social design and it's like how it helps the sustainability, we need to understand what is sustainable development first. Then we can see how we can have an intersection between social design and sustainable development so that they can both go in sync. So if we talk about sustainable development, first we need to understand what is sustainable development is and how this intersection of social design is actually helping in making this approach a more affordable one. So if we go with the basic definition of this sustainable development, we know that it is comprises of three prime things like the development which is economically feasible, that everybody can afford, that one thing. Second thing, it should be socially accepted. Whatever we are going to develop, it should be accepted by variety of people. It should be in our budget, like economically feasible. And third thing that we are taking care of is like environmentally sound. If we are meeting all these three pillars, or if we are going to balance all these three pillars, then we call them those development as a sustainable development. So now if we come with the intersection of social design, this social design is one of the prime thing that we are currently working, and we are trying to go in sync with the IC Center, also with Dr. Manish Arora, because we know this, if we want to disseminate our things, how these economically viable things or socially accepted things to go into the community, we need to work with this designing principle first. So over here, if we see the intersection of design is like what approaches that we can use to give a positive change to the this community. So if you see that Madam took a very basic example like a refrigerator. If you go with the refrigerator, it's like it is. If you even go to the village level, many people can't afford this refrigerator. Why? Because still the cost is so high that poor farmer or poor people cannot afford these refrigerators. So can we go with the some basic designing principle? If we start with the technological level, can we design some low cost refrigerator? And if we can design that low cost refrigerator, then it can be used by the rural people also. So initially I go with the one of the design innovation project that where they are developing a refrigerator which is of low cost. It's like they are making double walled this refrigerator. They have a wall, they put cold water, have a circulation system so that they can keep their things at the optimum temperature so they will not be degraded. So over here we can see that if we want to develop this thing, but many people still don't know how to have this type of gadgets in their household. So through this social design concept, what we are trying to do, that we are trying to develop numerous ways, like we are creating models, we are creating pamphlets, we are creating posters, we are creating educational material, we are creating several forms of document that can demonstrate what we are going to develop and how it can be used by the community. So if you go with this environmental, you can say social design concept, it is one of the very important thing which is very much required these days. Because if you see with the this station where we are going, numerous things are available over there, like Clean India Mission, so many things. And if you know that because of this designing social design concept and everything, now many people understand all those things. What is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? What is this Make in India thing? What is Digital India? So how it's become so known to many people? Why? Because this designing concept is one of the fundamental thing that is actually helping us to propose our thing in a more efficient way. So we can see that this intersection is very much required to bridge the gap between the science and technology people as well as the design institution, so that by together we can disseminate our things in a more efficient way to the people in our country. So with this, I think we can go more in this direction after hearing with Dr. Kavita. Then we can move more how we can have more development in the direction, how we can improve this intersection. That will be a quite a important topic for discussion. So over to you.
Thank you both. Thank you both of you. Very well described to the product design and especially related with the cost is a major issue. How to cost effective cost will be the major prospect of the any type of product. Now I'm please focus something related with the relationship between the social design and activism. What is the relevant with present issues? If you describe in more, then it will be very helpful for us. Please, ma'am.
See, social design and activism are closely related. And since activism arises out of urgent societal issues, and these in turn impact all art, including literature, various art movements are related to such societal issues. Portrayal of women in a particular manner in painting, or you can say sculpture, etc., is for instance related to feminist movement. So for instance, Karl Marx, I would like to show some of my paintings also. From there you can see how the girl is breaking her shackles. So you can see that this painting is giving a message. So social design and activism both are interconnected, and you cannot separate both things from other. And this is also that you enlighten your mind, intellect. So through these paintings I would like to highlight that thing, that social design and activism are closely related. And many writers also, for instance Karl Marx writing, like Kamla Das, Mantos, Holdo or Kali Shalwar, and uh, uh, Frida Kahlo's paintings, Amrita Pritam's poetry, all are highlighting that how they are dealing with the social issues, and that is important. So social design is like a weapon uh, to bring some kind of amelioration in the society. This is what I wanted to say here.
Thank you, and perfectly well. And thanks for the giving you very good examples. Hopefully, this painting is drawn by you.
Yeah, it is in my leisure time I do painting also. And see, all the feminist movement also is also just because of the social design also. And black is beautiful, uh, uh, I can't breathe, these are also through paintings, through writings. This is bringing a lot of changes in society. And now people are talking about body shaming also, that black is beautiful. So these are the some points also I would like to share here. So if we talk about that, Victor Papanek in 1960s started social design. But let me say that long back when Bankim Chand Chatterjee wrote Bande Matram, that brought lots of changes. And when Avninder Thakur, the nephew of Rabindranath Thakur, first time made the painting of Bharat Mata in I think if I'm not wrong in 1906. So in Bengal, lots of changes has come, and Sister Nivedita wanted to carry that painting to bring a lot of change in entire nation. So lots of changes came because of that painting. So art is always a weapon, always a very powerful medium to bring lots of changes. Art is not only for the means of recreation, art is also very important tool to bring change. Kabir was also, if you will talk about the Kabir through his writing, what kind of amelioration, what kind of awareness he has created through his writings, like Doha. Manto also has done, then Frida Kahlo's painting, Amrita Pritam, Isadora Duncan, who was a very renowned dancer, and she's defining the epitome of women's freedom. And Rabindranath Tagore in Gitanjali also, he's talking about that. Then Taslima Nasreen's writing, then lots of feminist movement, Dalit movement, Black's Life Matter. After the I Can't Breathe episode in George Floyd, who suffered in 2020, this slogan started, Black's Life Matter. And let me say something, that in suffrage movement there was a very important essay that brought about the right to vote. Aren't I a woman? That also plays very important essay. And that Malala Yusuf, who can forget Malala Yusuf contribution? So she brought lots of changes, and because of that, we are here. And in if you not take it another way, that in JNU, if you visit JNU, there was on all walls of JNU there is a poster, and through that poster, through that art, they wanted to give a message through their paintings, that uh, e- social equality and equity they wanted to ask, they wanted to convey that message through that poster, through that painting. And LGBTs go green, and environmentalist, that Greta Thunberg also, through her speech, through her writing. So art encompasses all things. Art means doesn't mean that only painting. That art means writing, poem, dance, everything is included, encompasses everything in art. That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you. Thank you for your very good thought process elaborations, and you put the lots of great thinkers of this modern society after the medieval era, and especially the contemporary from the last 200 years. We have followed all these great scholars, artists, and thinkers.
Lots of ads are also why only boys should have fun, fair and lovely. And
Yeah,
now, just because of the pressure of people, because of the awareness of that, now it has become glow and lovely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Harlem
basically the
Renaissance
actually
1960,
slowly.
uh, Harlem Renaissance, which occurred in 1920s, that black is also very important. And sudden Renaissance came in movement. So that is also because of
Thank,
that. R.K. Lakshman, who can
thank
forget
you.
the contribution of R.K. Lakshman through his cartoons, he wanted to say something.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this conversation related with the social design and activism. Now, I'm again moving towards to the Nisa ma'am and sir to understand about the how can we establish the interrelation between interrelationship between the intersection and sustainability in the context of social design. How it will be possible, ma'am? Please explore.
First of all, I really appreciate what Dr. Kavita has talked about. And that is actually manifestation of truth in different format. If we see the imagination and manifestation of truth, so my manifestation of truth would be different from your manifestation of truth. So if you think about craft, design, dance, village tourism, right? So nowadays, if it no, it is not nowadays. From the ancient time, it is coming out. Our Indian heritage. It is not only the technical thing which has come out. The Indian heritage. Any example is example of social design, which represent the social need, which represent the culture of that society, which represent the policy, which represent the politics, social. If you look at the Sun Temple, it represents day and night life. That is amazing example of social thinking and social designing. Who can think about some design in the wheel where they have expressed entire activity happens in the daytime and the entire activity. That is really a manifestation of imagination. That is really our beyond what we can think and what human being can think. One concept is coming which recently I was studying. Can peace make money? It is one of the wonderful concept of social design. Can peace make money? Or can we transform rural area without money? That all is a kind of imagination. Can we transform the lives of rural area without money? Yes. Existing resources which we have can be done for the tourism part. So village tourism is coming up where the existing resources can be converted into a small hut and then a small pond and then the sitting arrangement. The food which we eat every day can be shown as a kind of a food which can be served in a very different manner, and that's what people are doing in a kind of farmhouse. What is farmhouse? Think about farmhouse. Same resources, but represented or shown in a different way. So people are giving money. So it is not only the giving money. They are selling their creativity. They are selling their intersection of how the social part can be sell to earn money. Number one, to I mean, of course, for sustainability. Of course, engaging women in the village. Of course, engaging other resources and giving them the thing for which we are ready to pay. So when we go for when we means anyone, any family, household, those are able to pay the 10,000 per day. So they are finding purpose and meaning that they are willing to pay 10,000 per night, 20,000, 25,000. So what is this 25,000 for what? This is understanding the human psychology. Actually, what we want on what time we start looking at when summers comes, what kind of advertisement we see in the newspaper or in the TV. Then they are striking our mind that we are looking for a place where we can just um, we can be stress free. They are calling it well-being camp, they are calling it retreat, they are calling it yoga practices or yoga retreat. But what exactly is yoga was always there in Indian history and culture. Always it was there to go in the hill areas and enjoy. But how they are repacked it, that's what I understand your need. I understand that you are in stress. I understand that you need a place where we can go and relax. And for that you have to pay only. This is a kind of transformation coming up in our society, but there is no single methodology to do it. It has a multiple ways of combination, recombination, rethinking, and redesigning. You can't say this will happen this way or this will not happen in this way. So you need a multiple stakeholder to associate, multiple design process, multiple principle, multiple kind of association, collaboration to put forward, to take it forward, the social design process and the output, so that it can be useful to human being. And that's what I am talking about. Can social design or can rural transformation is possible without money? Yes, it is possible without money. Yes, peace can be profitable. Yeah, so that's what we can keep on talking and expressing our ways. But what exactly we are looking for, what exactly we want to do, and how this conversation is going to make some even a 1 or 2% impact, or can we create some new model? Can we can we propose some framework for intersection of social design for the modern life, or eradicating poverty, or empowering women, or making education better place, or better place to work? What exactly we are looking for? That is very important, so that we can come up to some conclusive thought after this discussion. Yeah, over to you, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely right, ma'am. Now you focus on that, the why money is important and not money is important also. I just this thing. In continuation of that, I request to Prashant sir, if possible, just please explore this discussion with the Nisha ma'am, the establishment of relationship between the intersection and sustainability in the context of social design. If you explain something more in relevant of you, because you are in the field of environment and sustainable, it will be very helpful to us also. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. And as Nisha madam told a lot about the different intersections, how it can be linked to our society. And one of the case study that I would like to mention over here, that recently 2 3 months back, I visited that Western Ghat area in near to Pune, and that area is called village called Darewadi. There is a village near to Pune, Darewadi, and over there some organizations are working to on design concept how we can build a suitable design to uplift the social livelihood over there. Because if you see over there in Darewadi region, and if you most of the Maharashtra region, if you see that they have a very little amount of water available in the region. Somewhere they have a good amount of water, and most of the Western Ghat area they have very less amount of water over there. And the work that is Darewadi, in Darewadi watershed we call it, and they develop or they work for last 30 years. How we can uplift the social livelihood over there, how we can create water sources over there. Because what happened previously, if we go to 20 30 years back, and if you see over there, there are all rocks over there. Even the water over there in the groundwater is not that much that people can survive over there. They generally buy water, and it's like, and in the summer month they have to evacuate that place because there is no water during the summer month. So what happened? They have to go down the hills to other city. They live over there for a couple of months, 3 4 months, summer period, and they again come up in their villages to sustain their livelihood. And what they do, the native villagers go to the downtown, or you can say downstream, for some work, some other things, because there are water over there, and then in the summertime they return back. So this one of the NGOs that is working like a water trust. If you see, they did a marvelous work over there. that they first analyze the area, and then they start trenching over there. They first build a design of that watershed. It's like a technical point of view. They get a social aspect of that area, how people are living over there, how they are surviving, how they are getting their basic thing for their livelihood, like food, like other thing that is available. And based on that, they develop a very one, you can say, good plan. They design it, and then they implement it on that watershed. So what they started doing, they started making the trenches over there. And in that trenches, whenever there is a during the monsoon season, they start collecting the water in those trenches. And they also started planting some of the important trees that can you can say grow in that area, like in the highly sparse water region over there. And in this way, they started trenching, because most of the time, if you see over there, it's the all rocky area. In rocky area, it is very tough to get the plant over there, because in rocky area, plants don't have much soil to get their root inside. So what they started doing, they started making trenches. They collected so many, you can say, people around there, nearby villages, and they started this is called what you call that social design concept. That how they designed it, they started collecting nearby villages people also. So they started first with the one village. Rest of the 10, 12 villages, people come in the daytime, give their 2, 3 hours time, and they start making the trenches in that region. And they then started planting. And soon, wise, if in 5, 10 years, if we found that there is some greenery started coming in that region. And because of greenery also, there is some water table also coming up. And if you go right now, I will show you some photographs with my mobile, that now that area is totally green. They have a water table over there. They have a water supply over there. They have now tankers tankers in the region. So you can say it is another connection between how social design, how environmental technology can combine together to provide solutions for the people. And it is one of the that very good example, or you can say the one of the successful example. We can see that this how we can create this type of design, and later on they make a full booklet, full manual, and they started disseminating to the other region in that area. And now 50, 60 villages having revamped from their drought prone area, now they are staying in their village. Now they are using the recharged water over there. And if, in last you can say visit, if I found that now they have 15 villages that they are using their design and technology to for the upliftment of their livelihood. So we can see that how historical things, like once you started your work, when you plan your things in a better way, if you design in a thing in a better way, then history can be repeated. And that's way they are now repeating to other regions also. And actually, it's like a very shameful moment for us people over in northern India, because here, if you see that we are going to buy water to irrigate, they will laugh on us. Because what happened over there, they have a tankers. They using in Maharashtra. Madam is from Maharashtra. They must, if you're visiting nearby like area, they say they are using drip irrigation over there. They have a drip irrigation pipe over there, and they are buying that drip irrigation water. It's not like freely available. They need to buy how much liter you want. So they need to say in advance that I need 60 liter of water this time. I have a marriage in my house. I need 100 liters or 1500 liter of water. So they need to procure those water beforehand, before creating any event. And over there, if you are see over there, we are wasting water like anything. If we see we are going to water for our marriage function, that 1500 liter of water if we have to buy, people will laugh over here. So if you see, we are wasting a lot of water over here, because if you see if you go with this thing over there, that we don't have any thing like what is sustainable development. If you keep taking water from the groundwater, then after some time there will be a gap, or you can say the water scarcity in our regions also. And many of you, if you are going to some nearby villages, that those hand pumps which are installed 10 years, 20 years back, or 10 years back, now if you pump that, you will not get water in those hand pumps. Why? Because now groundwater table is going down. So how we can provide a sustainable technology that over here, whatever situation currently Maharashtra is facing, if we are facing same type of situation next 20, 30 years a year, it will be very problematic. So what designs we can place, what social design we can make that we can aware people over in our region that use the water that is actually needed for the crops, not use extra water. Because what happen, whatever people or farmers using water over here, they are using 2-3 times more than what is required. Because if you see in the villages, what they do, they simply open the hand pumps, they irrigate, and when water is coming, is like above soil, then they close the uh, bore well or tube wells. But if you see that amounts of water is not required. 1/3 of water is enough to give you the same amount of the crop production that we are giving in this 3 times water. So nearly 2 times of water we are wasting. It's like if it's like our blood. If you take our blood from our body, if it's exposed to the environment, you cannot put same blood inside our body because it gets contaminated. So that's we call it like same with the groundwater also. If you take that water outside the system, then after combining with the soil, air, it gets contaminated. We cannot use the same water for the drinking and other purposes. So once it is out, it is polluted. Like just same like our blood. If it is out, it's in the it's got contaminated. We cannot have the same blood in our body. So this social design that we designed with the DIC help also, we designed one of the irrigation scheduling that how we can use this type of technology to help conserve water in the area. Similarly, what Kavita madam mentioned that in JNU, I'm also have my master degree for JNU. So over there, if you see, they are using this graffiti like designs on the wall. They put posters on the wall. So whenever we are at the breakfast table, what happened? We have the pamphlets. They design very beautiful pamphlet to aware about the social problem that in the following regions we have a problem of poverty, we have a problem of this water scarcity. There is a problem of Odisha, like this region where we are having lot of drought over there. And so how we can tackle, how we can support, how we can contribute so that we can at least address some of the problems over there. So this type of things generally going on, and this initially I thought what I will speak in this social design because I am mostly a person working with this technology aspects. But I can see that this is one of the very important topic that should be go on more broader level. I will suggest to Dr. Manish that it should go on a more broader level so that many people can come join and listen to the speakers. Because what happened, I can heard about just heard about Kavita madam, Nisha madam, that this type of things is going on, then we can disseminate our things to more broader audience so that they can implement, they can install these things their cities or you can say state and give a more broader impact of the work that we are currently currently we are doing. So there are many things to talk, but maybe I should listen to other speakers more. Then I will add a few more points if after hearing other speakers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Prashant sir. Prashant sir and Nisha ma'am, whatever you told, it is related to the social design and how effective it's a process to enrich our livelihood, especially in the village sector or the lower level of the society via sustainable social design method. It's really great. Now, the turn is Kavita ma'am. Now I'm interested to ask ma'am, how can we see the effectiveness of activism and how it has changed the society? If it's possible, please explain something more about that.
Because of the social design, because of the activism, because of the feminist movement, female are coming in all fields, you can see. Because of that, suffrage movement is also example. Then Harlem Renaissance, who can forget the Harlem Renaissance? And Malala Yusuf, because of Malala Yusuf taking a stand to fight for the rights of women, lots of millions and women's life uh, have changed. So social design have is very potential weapon to change the face of the nation globally. So you can see that the caste discrimination, the gender discrimination are dissolving because of that, making people aware. And in environment also, Jal Hi Jeevan hai like slogan, and many things you can give. So it is bringing lots of changes, and people are becoming aware that black is also beautiful. And body shaming, other earlier we used to frame the concept of beauty in some set pattern, but now we are breaking that set pattern of defining a beauty, and the complex, and the gender also, and racial discrimination, all things are breaking just because of the impact of social design and activism. uh, black's life also matters when in 2020 it happened. Because of that, now the blacks are also taking important role. Obama became the president of USA. No one can forget. So everyone is getting chance because of this is the impact of social design, and it ignites us to think. As Prashant sir told that in JNU's wall, in few years ago it was banned, because at a particular place you can only post your graffiti, or you can post your poster. But now it has resumed. I have been to JNU only 2 months ago, and it is started again. So because of that, we also think that how intelligent that they are. And because of that, we also start pondering on that issue. Yeah, they are right. So in a small, you can say, design, it gives a very strong message. It gives a very strong message ki, we should also think in that way. So impact of social design and activism are connection and related, both complement each other. In fact, painting and other things, art is not only for the means of recreation or entertainment. That is also the purport of those things, is to bring a kind of change, to bring a kind of awareness among people. This is what I think. And it has brought tremendous changes in society. Now people are allowing their daughters to go ahead to study. They are not doing female feticide also. And black also, people are thinking that black, even in my some painting I have tried to portray that Parvati can also be black. Why only female? Why only goddess should be fair? So we are breaking that kind of concept because of the social design and activism.
I think, madam, in south of India, many of gods they are already portraying in a black color. If you see, like
Yeah, I have seen that when I
if you see
visited
that
in
I have a black color Lord Ganesha
yeah.
in my car, so I just bought it from Amazon, and that I found which is a black color, very beautiful idol of Lord Ganesha. So I think it's already like in our northern part we are putting Lord Ganesha in a fair color.
Yeah,
In
we have set a pattern of defining the beauty, but now we are breaking that concept of beauty.
That is
Nandita Das has
cultural.
started a
That
slogan,
that is
black is
cultural
beautiful.
reality. That is
Yeah,
cultural
correct.
reality.
Yeah, yes, yes.
That is, see,
And
it's our truth which we have created.
if we will talk about these kind of things, these things were already in our nation. As I told you earlier, that Bankim Chand Chatterjee, after writing that Bande Matram, changed, influenced people a lot. And after making a picture of Bharat Mata, that changed a lot. That changed a lot. That brought a lot of change. And in at the time of freedom fighting, lots of writer, poet, and painter, their contribution you cannot forget. Even after that also lots of changes have come because of those design and their writing also.
Yes, well, thank you for your valuable inputs and in
Don't
relation with
forget
the
about the contribution of
color,
Amish
culture,
Tripathi. Amish
and
Tripathi was a
society,
renowned
changes of
cartoonist.
the society, and thank you for that. Now, again, I am asking to the question. Basically, it is related to Prashant Srivastava, sir. But my request to both of you, if possible, then please intervene on that also. How has social design been used to promote sustainability and environmentalism? And if in relation of that, if possible, then the okay. After that, I will ask the another question. But now the question is how has social design been used to promote sustainability and environmentalism? If possible, Prashant.
So, as Madam mentioned that how this sustainable design is already mentioned that if we want to go for a social design that is actually impacting or actually good for the societies, like should be accepted by the people over there, should be economically feasible, and should be is like a you can say environmentally sound. Otherwise, what happened after taking example of one dam creation, like what happened in Tehri Dam. I've heard about Tehri Dam case. Like after that, there is a Chipko Andolan started, Chipko movement. That in that Chipko movement, what happened? Initially, dam was already there, but then they are now going to uh, means increase the height of the dam up to 10 to 12 meters. It's like, and it's like if you increase the height of the dam to 10 to 12 meter, and if you visited any dam, you will find that behind the dam it's a, like a sagar. We call it, if you see in Varanasi, we are called the Riham Dam Sagar. Similarly, over there in Tehri Dam also, it's like a sagar behind that dam. It's like a lot of water get collected wherever you build a dam over there. And it is like a why it is like a sagar, because if you build a dam over there, below, you can say upstream of dam is become totally flooded, and that flood cause a lot of submergence of the vegetation, villages, wildlife, and so many other problems over there. So if you want to develop a technology, if you are going to raise the height by 10 to 12 meter, it means you are going to submerge more wildlife over there. Like you need to do more deforestation, like you have to cut the trees. And if you cut the trees or cut the forest, what happened to the wildlife that is living in that forest? We don't have any plan for that wildlife. There are nearly 60-70 villages they evacuated in that region. So what happened to the settlement plan? Where you resettle all those people? How you are giving compensation to them if you are going to remove all those villages, all those thousands of people from that villages? Where you are going to settle them? So there should be a whenever we are doing this type, there should be a proper design before implementing any project. Otherwise, what happen? You will fear, or you will get a lot of negative response from the people over there, and that's why that Chipko movement started. They started hugging that trees, that don't cut these trees. These are all our livelihood. Don't remove the wild animals over there. Otherwise, happen if you remove all those wild animals, what will happen to the balance over there? Because of that dam creation, a lot of seepage, lot of water logging started happening over there. So if you see, now there are a lot of landslide happening in the Himalaya region. Why? Because of that water soaking, water absorption, now materials got loosened, and now whenever there is a rainfall, it is causing landslide over there. You heard about that Joshimath also case. Thus in Joshimath also there is a land subsidence happening. Now they evacuated whole Joshimath, and it is one of our important pilgrimages. If you see that most of the people going to Joshimath, going to Oli, going to Badrinath, going to Kedarnath through that route only. And if that Joshimath area is blocked or is not open, there will be a problem going to all those important pilgrimages. So there is a problem going on with the design, other thing, and if you don't have proper proper awareness through the pamphlet, the things that we are making over in Bechu or any other part of the country, then people will not understand the problem. What happened? There is now a lot of waste load over there in the region. If you see people are drinking water bottles, they are throwing over there. They are eating a lot of this wafers and other thing. They are throwing the plastics. And same people, if they are going to some abroad country, even they have a they want to spit, they don't spit on the road. They just simply swallow it. But if come to over here, it's like whatever pan you have, whatever things you have, just spit on the road. Don't care about who is coming behind you. Just spit it. Even if it's a pan or something, splash is going, they don't care. So awareness is very important. If you see the that cigarette box, that now they started designing cigarette boxes like that. If you're smoking, if you are chewing tobacco, it will cause cancer. And they are putting real case example on those cigarette boxes. If you see that, if you have that thing, if you smoke, then it will cause cancer to you. Similarly with the tobacco. So design helps a lot. Publicity, design, putting advertisement like for the people is helping a lot. Similarly, if you see in some movies also, before starting that movie, there is a now they are designed ad in like a way that if you smoke, there is a sanitary pad requirement that Akshay Kumar is doing, that you can buy a cigarette but you cannot buy a sanitary pad. So several things are going on. Designs are like they are making like that. People not getting aware of those things, and now they are using.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir, but Bolo Juba Kesri, what will you say about that? Three superstars are doing that ad.
If I
That is
if I can add here, Bolo Juva Kesri, there is a very wonderful case study on. So sorry to interrupt, but I think this will lead a good discussion.
that is good. That not is more of an interactive.
Yeah, see this tobacco case. So how tobacco was started? It was started just for a kind of a status symbol. If you are smoking, you belong to some status. So when you are smoking in a party, so means if someone has to join your party, your group, he will also start smoking, and that's how this mass uh, behavioral change started for smoking. And then when if you belong to that party, if you want to join that party, women started smoking. So how women started smoking, it started coming through some queen and some heroines and the actors, they started smoking. And then this become a class movement. It's become a class kind of, yeah, class. Cigarette smoking is a class. Then when after so many years, when it started coming hazardous impact, then it is started coming out why people who are buying, they are taxed. Why who are buying cigarettes, they are taxed highly. Why not those who are doing ad? They are provoking simple citizens, simple man, that they think that these actors and actresses are, they are smoking, why not me? So you have just created a mass behavioral change for smoking. Now when the government is charging and government is telling that they are increasing tax, then why only simple people should give the tax? Why they are not taxed for advertisement of such things? So the question arises, first thing started polluting or degrading due to a status symbol. Again the status symbol, it gets converted or inverted, and then you have to talk about not to smoke, then something else will come. So in entire process, if you look at, you go to the root, what exactly is the root problem? First thing is, we are, whether we are sensitive or not sensitive. So sensitivity create creativity. When we were sensitive towards class, we started smoking. When we are sensitive towards health, government started. So पहले grow करना शुरू कराया, फिर नहीं ना farmer don't need to grow all this tobacco thing. So you see the root cause. Where is the problem? Where is it? The problem of class? Is it a problem of society? Is it a problem of policy? Is it a problem of some international pressure or something else? Identifying the need and problem, the first thing, how problem emerges, or that is also the case of solving the problem. If we are trying to solve the problem of tobacco, or we are trying to solve the problem of water or hygiene or drinking water, whatever it is, we have to look at sensitivity and creativity. The example of splash, that is a hand wash. So hand wash, designing hand wash for the school children. You know what was the sensitivity? Wash basin was in so height. So generally design was there was a standard height for wash basin. And when the adult is washing the hands, it's fine. The height he can wash, but the child cannot wash the hands. Although you are advocating child will wash the hands, then the design came that the height of wash should be at the level of a student. They can wash the hands. Number one. Number two, they have to teach. So it's not only the hand wash, it is education of hygiene, it is education of water, it is education of why students should wash their hands again and again. It was linked with the midday meal, then it was linked with other things, it was linked with the health. So it was demonstrated properly that if the student will wash the hand, then there will be less chances of disease, there will be less chances of absenteeism, there would be less chances of failure, and there would be more chances of better education. So the design part, what social design which we are talking about, it need multiple kind of multiple relations, multiple interpretation, and multi-level understanding and association at the multi-level. So if you look at again the hand wash, there were doctors involved, the water department was involved, then this education department was involved, health department was involved. So this is an association of many stakeholders, and then only they can show the result. What is the example? Why a hand wash process or the initiative of government from the wash program, which is supported by World Bank, is the most successful program. So here we have to see the public-private partnership with the third party, third sector organization like NGO. They are partnering with this hand wash program. So any program we can talk about in a very small level innovation, but this very small level innovation, or maybe very simple, not small, simple innovation, like can be a worldwide movement. So worldwide movement can be a can be done with the help of any small. So in IIT Bombay, professor one professor has just developed one lamp, solar lamp. Now the solar lamp he is selling all over India. Then he becomes solar man, and now Swaraj Yatra he has started. Then Swaraj Yatra he is moving around the world, but he has trained thousands and thousands women in the village to make that solar lamp. So and that then he got fund from government, crores of fund. Then women are employed. Now women are become managers. So see the multiple impact in the society, from job creation to better women empowerment, so family conditions, better education, and overall. If you think about sustainability, of course, he is advocating solar energy. He's advocating that yes, why solar energy is wasting. So this is an example of one person, small initiative, but linked with the various areas, various phases, various style, so that so again fundamental points are mass behavior change, mass mindset change, then mass can be mass movement, and that mass movement can bring a change in a bigger ways. So if you have taken an example of Chipko movement, you take example of Amul Amul milk. So Amul milk Anand had, it was a movement when, because people were not getting a right price for the milk. And then this Tribhuvan Das Patel, he started making cooperative societies, and cooperative societies started collecting milk, given a right price to the milk. So that become mass movement. Now they will not sell the milk into the local vendor. That become mass market. That is a kind of social engineering. This was the social design. The social design has changed. It has converted into mass movement. Same thing was Bhudan Andolan. So land movement, land was started gifting. That was a social design and social engineering. It was a mass movement converted into mass redesigning of the land. So when we are talking about solving complex social problem through social design, it has to be when we think about sensitive creativity through sensitivity, mass movement, mass behavioral change. It is doesn't matter it is feminist approach or it is whatever approach. Everyone is included here. Everyone included here. That can be that can be kind of a change which you people can create and can make a movement. Then we can think about solving social problem. Ashoka is that example. He has done mass movement, created many social fellow, and they are spread all over the world. Everyone knows about Ashoka. Same thing, Pratham, you talk about Pratham, he has changed it. Teach for India in the context of Teach for America. So that is a mass movement. The social design, social engineering has changed. So we have to look at what exactly we want and what message we are trying to narrate through our discussion. Thank you, sir. Yeah, in between we were discussing about uh,
Provided a very good
tobacco.
background of so many things, and there is a also point raised by the madam that what is the negative effect of social design? Because that Juba Kesri that I remember that now that is one of the
I was answering that. जुबान केसरी का ही
Yeah,
आंसर मैं
soft
दे रही
drinks,
थी.
डर के आगे जीत है. One has to be drink thumbs up, called as a man.
Thank you for this very wonderful discussion and thoughtful. And as for my understanding, also Juba Kesari is a very positive thinking process to understand the very positive type of approach in a very negative type of product. Okay. That is because it includes lots of disclaimers and use and don't use also. But thanks, ma'am, for your Watson project and Solar Movement, Solar Man project, because it's a very collaborative type of project, and society in which always have a lots of collaborations also. In continuation of that, I'm just a little bit worried, not worried, asking about that. Some of the historical aspects of this, our sustainability, environmentalism, and if possible, Dr. Prashant, can you light some of the projects and movements on the sustainability and environment from the history, if you have something? Just like ma'am already told about that, some of the contemporary era, about the 100 years movements of that. If some of the historical movements like that in the time of Buddha or some of the kings, Chola, Gupta, Mauryas, or maybe the colonial period or Mughal period, any type of movements, if you have one or two movements, that will be good. Anyone, and both of madams also in between that interest. Yeah, please.
Monuments of Taj, Montessori, all things are temples, designs, all things are, you can say. And even on the entrance of door in our primitive era, there was, we used to make a swastik, that is also prevalent in today's era also. And om, we used to make rangoli also to convey some message, to think. We used to paint on the wall also, even at in villages also, it is also in practice to convey some messages on wall. So these are the things.
actually there are a number of participants also.
Sir, if you
If they
put
want to add
related
anything,
with the some of the environmental aspects also.
there are a number of participants also. If they want to add anything, that will be good because it's an interactive session. So if any
Yeah, yeah.
participant want
Anyone
to
can
say
put
something,
anything in the chat.
so we can. It will be good because it is good to be in interaction mode. Otherwise, it's like I'm speaking to a screen and everybody's listening. So there are a number here. So if you have anything to add, please add. It's not a. It will be good that if you interact with us and provide your things so that we can upgrade ourselves also. Any participant want to add anything?
Yeah, most welcome if any participant will ask anything.
Okay, so I think Professor Fayaz, if you want to add anything. I think your mic is muted, Professor Fayaz. Your mic is muted.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Manish, I am Professor Fayaz, Bishop Kashmir speaking.
Most welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I am very pleased to join this interactive session because the moment I received your mail there, I did not think much to just register myself. But I was traveling from my office to some other place and I could not just join you in time. I just saw the mail and instantly I joined this program. I could not hear much from Dr. Kavita, but it was my earnest desire to know what actually this interactive session is about social design. Because as you know that we have met last time in Delhi also, as you know that we are also having a DIC center in Central Vista of Kashmir, and we want to have greater collaboration with universities like yours, prestigious universities like yours, so that you can guide us how we can move forward as far as designing and development is concerned. So this was the main motive of
Absolutely right.
joining this session. In fact, I was planning to even this Mr. Nitesh had also advised me to meet you in Banaras Hindu University, but because of some preoccupation, I could not just chalk out my program as of now. But most probably after 1 month, I may just join you at Banaras Hindu University to have some more discussions on this, how we can move forward, how we can help us in registration of patents. So actually, my objective here was more to listen from you, what is this social designing is all about and how it can be beneficial to us as far as this interactive program is concerned. So if at all you can just give me some insight of what actually this program is, because I am joining for the first time this time. So I will be in a position to consolidate my views on the topic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This program is related with one of the big project from the government of India under the Ministry of Education. It's called the Spark project.
Yes, I know.
And I got from one of them is from the BHU, and it is related with MICA, the Maryland Institute College of Art, Baltimore at USA, and Michigan State University at USA also. And we are working in the history of something try to find out related with the history of social design in relation with the advertising, marketing, and so many other domains, including the design. And today we are discussing about the role of the social design and sustainability in the field of environment and any other areas. And Professor Kavita Arya ma'am with us, who is describing lots of things related with the activism in social design. So we have discussing lots of things in relation with that, and we have near about the middle of the session. And now I'm requesting to again Kavita ma'am, please explore something about how has social design been used to support activism and for the social changes. If possible, please give some examples.
Social design has I've already spoke on that issue, that social design have brought tremendous changes in the to change the face of nation. I started with my some paintings that how feminist movement emerged because of that awareness that women are also considered as the equal to male, and from that awareness it is started, or feminist movement came into existence, and they started talking about the rights to vote, and that is why suffrage movement started. And recently we know about Malala's contribution for awakening people to go to the schools, and how she stands for for the rights of women's education. And it's not only painting and social design, some writers and some poems also, poets also uh, gave their contribution to bring lots of changes, because as I told, art encompasses different mode of things, like painting, like song, like literature, and many things. So So it has brought lots of changes. And in environment also, Greta Thunberg, who doesn't know about Greta Thunberg's contribution, that what she has done. So yeah, even I recently purchased a shoes, because on that advertisement it was written that they have made that shoes because of the reusable bottle. So I became aware that okay, in that way I'm going to save that environment. So I purchased that shoes for evening walk or morning walk. And so these advertisement, these social design are making us aware. But sorry to say, lots of creativity, as I told you earlier, that Zuba Kesri or ये तो बड़ा टोइंग है, or perfume, or that other ads also, they are using their creativity, they are using their things to mint the money, not to bring some kind of social changes. As millions and millions of youngsters are getting affected with the advertisement of Pepsi, they are getting affected with that advertisement of perfume. And millions of women are thinking that in order to get success, one has to be fair and lovely. So people are doing this kind of thing also. But lots of activists, lots of good people are also using their creativity, their talent, in order to bring drastic change in society. Or there are numerous examples I have already told you, like Kabir, Manto, how Manto has done, Frida Kahlo, and Van Gogh, and Isadora Duncan, Rabindranath Tagore, then Taslima Nasreen, and so lots of movement, lots of things, lots of different mode of art brought tremendous change. And because of that, women, marginal group, are coming in the forefront. And they are also, their life is also important because of those art. Because as I told, art is a very powerful potential weapon to bring a tremendous change in society. If it would not have been there, we could not have reached here. We would have been in our primitive era, where discrimination, where other atrocities were going on.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita. You have beautifully explained it. I could very well understand actually what the contemplation of this interactive session is. I believe this is very highly significant program that has been organized by the Banaras Hindu University, and I must compliment the organizers for arranging this beautiful interaction. You are very right in saying that artists, once we make any piece of masterpiece of art, it conveys some meaning for the society. And unless and until this art is loaded with some meaning, we cannot say really it is a piece of art. And for this matter, the art can play a significant role in transforming the society, in making some social change, or in reforming the society. I am just reminded, I will share with the fellow participants, I am reminded of a historical anecdote when Kashmir was ruled by Maharaja Ranjit Singh at one point of time. So he could not come to Kashmir. He was stationed in Jammu, but he could not visit Kashmir in his lifetime, though he was the Maharaja. But once a masterpiece of art was presented to him, it was a carpet. That masterpiece of art was presented to him in Jammu. What he did, he just spread it on the floor, then rolled himself into the carpet. And he exclaimed with joy that his desire to see Kashmir was just fulfilled. So the great Maharaja could fulfill his desire of seeing Kashmir by just seeing the artistic beauty that was depicted on the carpet. That is the flora and fauna design of Kashmir that was on the carpet. He could understand probably he has reached Kashmir and his desire to see Kashmir was fulfilled. Similarly, I am just reminded of another anecdote which I will share with you. How much art should be loaded with the meaning. Once an artist prepared a bunch of grapes and holding it in a hand, just like this, a bunch of grapes, a hand holding a bunch of grapes. He prepared the art and just pasted it on some wall, then was watching from at a distance. But he could see the 90. In order to just bite the grapes, then he saw he could deceive by dint of his art. He could deceive the bird also. That bird thought as if it is real grapes, though it was simply an art. But the artist was weeping. He was asked why he is weeping. He should be happy that he has deceived the bird by dint of his art, as if it looks original.
Reminded
He said,
me Last Leaf. That is
huh?
story Last Leaf by Mufasa.
Okay,
Last Leaf by Mufasa. You reminded me.
Yes. So he was weeping because he thought that there is some defect in the hand. Had the bird understood that is the real hand, bird would not have gone nearer to the grapes. Grapes are okay, but there is some problem with the hand. That's why he was weeping. That is, every art is loaded with a meaning and it conveys a meaning. So that is why we can say pictures speak louder than words. And if we make a piece of art, it can speak much more than we speak through words. So that's why for bringing social change, I believe that this art has a role, whether it is by dint of poetry, it is by dint of just having some artistic piece of work, whatever way it is. So I believe that it has a meaning, and we should come across such designs, such masterpiece of art which can help us to convey some message to the society, so that we can remove the ills from the society and we can bring about some social transformation, or we can help in bringing some social change. I think this is the basic objective of this program. I think Dr. Kavita can agree with me.
Your voice is not
Art
clear.
is a very powerful means of expression. Whatever you can't say through your paintings, through your poetry, through your writing, through other means of your expression like dancing, writing, you can express your things in a better way. As sometimes in my free times, I use my colors to convey my things on the canvas.
Oh, nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Madam, unmute yourself.
Sorry, I
Yes.
forgot to unmute myself.
Okay.
Through these paintings, you can understand it is loaded with lots of meanings.
Yes.
It's breaking shackles.
Breaking cycles, yes.
And you can enlighten your mind.
Okay.
Instead of lighting the bulb or
Really,
lighting
so
the diya, you should enlighten your mind through
wonderful,
intellect.
wonderful piece of work.
So any participant want to add anything? Dr. Poonam, you want to say anything?
I am audible in one.
Yes, no audible.
Yes, you are audible.
I
Thank
am
you,
audible.
Prashant sir. Thank you. I have already, conveyed my message there that our festivals and fairs are the very big, and I must say that it's very precious source of social design.
Rejoin नहीं कर सकते उसमें बड़ा लंबा लफड़ा है. हेलो.
Yes,
सर
sir.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है कि नहीं आ रही है?
अभी आ रही है.
You're audible. You're audible, sir.
पूनम मैडम आप थोड़ा सा एक दो लाइन का brief
See this painting, this is the symbol of unity, and only without saying through the colors, and which is very simple painting, and you can get the message. I hope you are able to see.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You know, nowadays, what Dr. Kavita has talked about Kabir and all, you know, so that is an ancient way of narrating message. Now you look at various bands are coming up. So Kabir band is there. So now they are singing Kabir dohas in a modern way with the drum, with the harmonium, guitar and all. So, you know, although there is a different context how Kabirji has written, and what message they were narrating. But now you see, this Kabir Doha has become a modern way of singing in a roadside. Now, how bands are coming? One person is singing in US, another person is singing in UK, and another is in India. They merge it with these kind of songs, Tulsi song, Kabir song, Buddha's, different songs, and they are liked by and played by youth, liked by youth, and they are making lots of money, plus they are sending message of what Kabir has given us in that time. So you see how people are narrating Ramayana, how people are writing this story of Ramayana in comics format. So now the social design and social engineering, how it is coming up, the concept of which was very prominent and very important for our social well-being, for our economic well-being, which is coming up with the commercial ways, narrating the message of our olden and golden saying of our gurus and our saints, how it is coming up. So you will find out various songs of Rabindranath Tagore, which modern they have made a kind of play which is played in a different universities and the street, and sometime in a natak, in a drama format, and so the message given by these Nobel laureate and these saints is are coming up with the different ways, and that is they are earning money, and the people are seeking their career in such kind of novel ways of association. So people want to do, our student want not, they don't want to become engineer or doctors. They want to do for such kind of drama, play and theater. So if you look at the theater is also art form, different art form of representation of culture and craft and the ways of expressing what they have learned from our scripture. So drama and theater is again coming up with a different way. That is again a kind of social design. So if the message of Kabir, students don't want to read Kabir, but if you see the songs of Kabir is coming in the form of theater or in the form of, so you see in the Bombay, every weekend you'll see there are a theater play and all based on, so beautiful play we have attended recently in IIT Bombay. So play what Kabir, so Kabir play, then few songs of these saints, they are, and you know the youth are coming up with and they, you know, they dress up with a different style. They dress up like normal singers. They go for dressing like khadi, and they have some kind of what Kabir was, the kind of Kabir dressing at that time. तो वो सिर में बांधना बड़ा सा कपड़ा, और फिर वो उसका जो ड्रमिंग है, उसका जो थिएटर बैकग्राउंड है, तो the entire industry has changed. So with this context, और अगर हम बात करते हैं what Rabindranath Tagore song, you know, these songs are
भारती बंधु आज के समय में मॉडर्न कबीर बोले जाते हैं. ही इज एसोसिएटेड विद स्पीक मैके और बहुत सुंदर कबीर को प्रेजेंट करते हैं बिकॉज कबीर इज रेलिवेंट मैम. शेक्सपियर इज रेलिवेंट, गजाली इज रेलिवेंट. All the famous and renowned writer, poet, artist, dancers are still relevant. I understand that people are using their creativity, doing plagiarism to mint some money, but still youngsters are getting connected with those things because they are not having time to go through T.S. Eliot, William Shakespeare,
Kavita,
Ghazali,
Dr. Kavita. Yeah, Dr. Kavita, what you are saying, exactly what I'm saying, but the importance is still I would not say relevant, it's more than required because of the time change. But it is not necessarily they don't have time. Now the taste has changed, the generation has changed. So they don't want to read. They do have time. They invest lots of time in WhatsApp chatting and all, but they can see it, they can attach themselves from the visual media, visual part. So whatever has been done, has been created now, the people, those who have learned design, they are representing these things in a different manner to take our new generation to attach them. Maybe their purpose would be commercial, but somehow they are doing social welfare. Their purpose
Yeah,
must be,
agree,
yes,
because they're not hardly having time to go through those original text.
right.
The
Again, I'm telling you, it's
purport is
not a
too
matter of time. It's not a matter of
yeah.
time. It's a matter of interest. Now generation has changed, but these new generation, those who are playing this natak, theater and all, they are serving society. Maybe their motive is commercial, but indirectly they are serving society to create awareness, maybe some sensitivity towards our great writers, poets and all. And people are liking. Recently I was listening some music on Kabira, then some music this Sufi. So आप Sufi देखे ना, so Sufi songs is coming from all these writers, and they're the blend with the musical instrument. They are blending with the some fashion. Fashion shows are coming up with this kind of theater. So many fashion shows are background music is the Sufi music. Background music is which is coming from our Bulle Shah. Many songs I have recently with Bulle Shah. So theater people are just dancing with the Bulle Shah songs. See how society is changing, but still these
Fusion of fusion of everything.
yeah. So thank you very much that we are not discussing only this theoretical part of designing or the principle of. So if we talk about principle of designing and what is social designing and what is sustainability, that is fine in a book. When you look at how these things are in action, how
Yes.
these, yeah, that is more important. One lady has written very famous this comics on the menstrupedia. Everyone knows about that, but she became famous because she has written a very simple way this menstrupedia for the girls, just 13 to 14 years old girls, because they feel shy to talk these things with her mother. So she has to find out the need of the society. The focus is what is the need of society, where society is moving, where young mind is moving, what young minds are looking for. So when we understand what exactly, so this village tourism is what we want, what this society is looking for. That's how village tourism has started. If you look at these wooden toys, people are moving for they don't want to give their child the plastic toys, and our Pradhan Mantri has encouraged that need, that people don't want that plastic toys, so now come up with the wooden toys. So wooden toys are now famous, and they are liked by the parents. Otherwise these high class people, they want the electronic toys coming from the foreign, and the electronic with the say with the electric cell, this battery and all, and that was become a dumping ground for electronic waste. So shifting of a mindset gradually from this side to that side, this is a kind of transformation, and it is not a short term time. So not buying plastic toys to buying wooden toys, it is not a very simple task. It is a transforming the mindset of the parents, that now I don't want Chinese or the Japanese toys. I want Indian made. So the mindset was not created like that, that you are Indian, so you should buy the Indian toys. No, people will not buy if you say like that's such kind of traditional thought process because it is Indian. So people will rebel. नहीं मुझे तो नहीं खरीदना है, तुम Indian मत बनाओ मुझे. But when we tell them that what is the well-being, right? Why you should?
I wish कि बारबी डॉल भी डस्की कॉम्प्लेक्शन में और ब्राउन कॉम्प्लेक्शन में आने लगे. I wish.
Why Barbie doll? Why Barbie doll? Why not Indian Radha?
Yeah, बिल्कुल. You have, thank you for rectifying.
So
Thank you.
राधा
Thank you for
कितने
taking
रूप है
very
राधा के?
beautiful question.
Yeah,
Unlimited forms of the Radha we will create.
yeah. So,
But that is the challenge for our contemporary designers also. Why not we have celebrate our rituals and lots of cultural related things. Maybe something of the cultural is also a very relevant topic for the social design. Thank you, ma'am, for this. And now I'm going to the last question of this session. If possible, I'm requesting to all of you, please suggest something related with the what are the key design principles and approaches that have emerged in the intersection of social design and sustainability, and how it is related with the today's contemporary social design issues. Please.
I think I have spoken a lot related to approaches. It should see approaches are always multidisciplinary. It should be restructuring and redesigning. Yeah, so it's not important that create something new. What is there with us, we can restructure, redesign. So you see the houses. So if you change the design of roof, maybe you don't need AC. If you redesign the kitchen, you don't need a different kind of gas chula. So anything, if you change the design of house, you don't need so many almiras. If you change kind of ventilation, maybe disease can be reduced. Maybe breathing the problem of lungs can be reduced. So this kind of construction design, maybe if you look at the designing of utensils, maybe less gas will use, less fuels use can be reduced. So that is so that kind of product design, product process design can be changed. So maybe long process can be shortened. Maybe so process designs look at where the minimization of the resources, or maybe maximum use of resources, maximum use of human being, human intellect, maybe collaborative research, collaborative resources. I mean, minimization of resource through the use of intellect and that all these things. Maybe make things better, whatever the old design, maybe a little bit change in the design. How to bring people together as we are doing. I really appreciate Dr. Kavita. How actually today morning I have taken one class and I was teaching to one of the institute in Jabalpur, and I was teaching exploring rural India. So where I discuss only how to explore rural India. So maybe designing of the cutting the marble, cutting the iron, and designing the weaving the carpet and the weaving different saris. This all is so putting that's just framing differently can be designed, taking people together in a different purpose. Um, I'll give you one example, a wonderful example. You know, in Marathwada is a drought-prone area, and in Marathwada, everyone was drought. But intervention of art of living, first how they changed the mindset and mass movement. So they started first collecting community. They started teaching them art of living, breathing exercise, some Sudarshan Kriya, and some music, some bhajan and all. So they did it for 2-3 months first. When people were bonded, that they started knowing each other, they started recognizing each other, then they started talking about how to do this drought prone area to convert it into the area. So they started desilting the river. So collecting water collection nahi hota tha na. So they started desilting without cost. So the community who were gathered for this bhajan and this art of ling exercise, they started digging the river, and they desilted the river. So next rainy season, all the rainwater was collected, and now this become a recreational area. People started going, and it is now a case study. So it's very good case study of art of living intervention and desiltation and this water use, and now this become an area which is flourishing with the flowers and the garden and everything. So the question is what I'm trying to narrate. It is not only as I told you, how to transform village without money, or can peace be the profitable. So these are the principles. Community, connecting the community together, telling them their strength and how they can work together. Or जो ये problem थी, drought problem is solved without money. Now they know how to do that. So first intervention was required, and now they understand how to do that. So this is a long-term process which is sustainable, involvement of community, involvement of the leader, involvement of the government. So stakeholder engagement plan. So for social design, we need to have some stakeholder engagement process and stakeholder engagement design, how to stay, and then consultation of stakeholders, and then engaging stakeholders and making them owner of that change. So this is a chain process. Engaging them, involving them, make them owner, and give them responsibility, and give them recognition. What you have done, it is a collective effort, and is a result of collective effort. Then it will be a sustainable process. Then nobody can break this chain. So thank you, sir. That's what from my
Thank
side.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'm coming on the last question. What are the challenges and opportunities for the designers who work in this area, maybe designer or social designer or thinkers who are working in these areas? I'm requesting to all of you, please give some of the inputs from one by one.
So I think that the pressure of a deadline to complete their thing, and uniqueness is also important. Every time you cannot repeat the same thing, and pressure to bring some kind of change through your art, through your thing. Otherwise it is useless, it is meaningless if it is only for meant to money. These are the challenges, and I feel so.
Another aspect I think is the innovation aspect, that whatever design currently we are doing, it should not, that as Madam mentioned, should not be repeated. It should be, there should be some innovative ways to present your thoughts, present your things to the community. Because what happens if we are not presenting the things in a right manner, then people may not have that interest in that design process. So as Madam mentioned, that if you want to make a design process sustainable, it should be like that. It can be understood by the audience or the people for which we are developing. It should be easy to understand. It should be easy to implement. It will not involve that much cost. This should be cost effective, and there will be a, like I mentioned, like it should be easily implemented by them. Otherwise, if we are presenting anything in a very complex way, we are like same with our teaching also. If we are presenting our things in a more complex way, a student will not understand in a much better way, unless we are linking it with some our case studies or something that we feel, or something that we already experience in from our you can say past life, or you can say our previous exposures. Then we can explain those things in a much better way. So in my view, or is my submission is like we should focus on more easier idea, innovative idea, and the things that in a way that they can adopt and implement in a minimal effort, or you can say minimal cost. And other thing is like because no generation is changing. It's not like our generation, you can say the next generation, their thinking is very different now. If you are going to go with the, you know, this is a paper, this is a pen, you go and do it, they will not adopt very, in a much faster way. They are now more digitalized. If anything is a mobile, they adopt very fast. But if anything is on a paper, they are generally reluctant to use that. Like with some changes also happened with us also. It's like whenever we are reading on a computer, we are doing it a much faster way. If you are doing with a pen and paper. But if you go with other people, some people are preferring pen and paper rather than doing on the digital screen. So what is the actual audience we should take care of? If you are making a social design for a youngsters or new generation, we should make like that. If you are making a social design for a, you can say, people which are having in their 40s or 50s, that should be like that. For example, if you are making a pension plan or if you're making a retirement plan designs, audience is like more than 60 plus. And if you are putting a design which is actually or equally met for the youngsters, they will not adopt. Similarly, if you see most of the design process in West, they are linking PAN with their Aadhaar card. If you see, it is all digital. And if older people are not knowing that technology in a very good way, they will be in problem. Such thing happened in our house also, that we need to help to get them registered because they don't know how to operate, how to link their PAN with Aadhaar. And there is a strict things like design that it should be linked with PAN Aadhaar. Why this design is important to have the economy in order. That is a government perspective, that is a good perspective. But if you go to the grassroots level, who are the users? Are the youngsters? They are very good in that. But if you are the old people, they cannot adopt those technology in a very faster way. So we should focus on the audience. If audience, and then we design according our things, then it will go to the people on a more effective way as compared to whatever we are designing right now. So it should be innovative. One component should be easily affordable, easily can be implemented by the people, and should be audience based. Like if you see the perfume ad, most of the youngsters and those are using. If you go the older one, they are not bothering much with the perfume ads because they are already aware of those things that which are good, which are bad. They will go with their brand only. They are not taking care of other things. Similarly, social design, like things that we are designing, like many people trying in a very different way, how to put the smoking ads, that smoking kills. So they are designing in a other way, that they are showing the hospital photograph, they are showing the photograph on the cigarette boxes. So it should be easily communicable to the audience. That is my perspective.
Thank you, sir. Nisa ma'am, please, if possible, please give some comments on this, how the designers will do the new things in relation with social design.
Sir, a moment, just a moment. Sir, can you repeat your question again?
Ma'am, question is, what are the challenges and opportunities for designers who work in the social design area?
Okay. So, opportunity, there are plenty of opportunities. Everywhere opportunity. I'm looking at opportunity based financial design. There is a social design in finance, social design in marketing. Marketing is a full of social design. Art and craft is a full of social design. Housing is a full of social design. Even electronic, you think there is opportunity. The principle behind that, in opportunity, you have to follow sustainability, you have to follow the profitability and the social acceptance. So profitability and sustainability and social acceptance, these three principles need to follow. Possibilities, when you look at these opportunity, so for example, you look at the opportunity in the health sector, lots of apps are there. So recent apps, there is an app where for the rural village, this ambulance. So generally people don't know, and suppose there is a emergency, and then they will call doctors, and then the doctor will send the ambulance. But the few students, they started they made one app, and if you just download this app and some emergency is there, within a few minutes, this ambulance will be there in the near to the patient. So this is a health sector. Many apps are made. One of my friend, he is in US, and Kazi ul Haq. He has written one book, one thing at a time, or maybe, yeah, like that. So he with his friend developed an app which is a pregnant women can wear a bangle while cooking. So when the smoke level increases, this bangle can start giving message, that is through connection with the AI. So, the use of technology, use of design, with the use of technology design, this improvement of health during pregnancy can be measured, or can be done with the help of AI. So as the smoke level in the room increases, this indicates that the smoke level has increased. So women either can stop cooking or can go out, or whatever measure she can take. So this is an unbelievable thing how they started thinking. So again, they started with the problem. What was the problem was that the women were cooking in the village, and the smoke level or the fume of the chulha was increasing, and that was affecting the baby. So that problem was identified up to that point, and then there was solution. So there is plenty of opportunity, and countless opportunity for the social design. Challenges, of course, they start with the funds. First thing is the fund. Second thing is collaboration. What exactly, for what you are going to design, and whether people will accept it. Recently, the Practo is one of the best example of social design. In the rural area, they don't go to the hospital. If they go, they don't follow. But the Practo has done this thing, this wonderful change, that I don't have time, I will connect you. Most of the diseases are just to ask, narrate your symptom, and they will write the prescription. Few diseases are there when physical presence are it should be there. So the Practo is one of the best example of social design and social engineering. So doctors, any kind of doctors are available. So here you see, this is an opportunity. What would be the challenge when the Practo is there in the rural area? People should have some smartphone. They should know that how to connect with the doctor. They should accept that without going or meeting doctors, I can get a better prescription. Otherwise, in the village area, these are simple people. They want to go to doctor. They want to meet, and they want to tell again and again that they are feeling. And doctor कुछ भी दवाई नहीं दे. Just they used to write any simple medicine. They feel that yes, doctor has given them time, and now they feel better without having the medicine. So these are the challenges of acceptance in these new technology, or they should see that these are the really wonderful things happening for the welfare of society in a short span of time, which is going to help them without much expenses. There are many examples which you can talk about. These are the challenges for social designing. Of course, innovation should be there. So innovation and creativity is a basic thing. I would say, you take example of IKEA. Why people go to IKEA? Because IKEA is every time IKEA is coming up with a new design, and that's why people are going to visit IKEA. So that is a lesser use of place, lesser use of resources, मे बी कॉम्पैक्ट आपके पास आपका घर है तो आप ज्यादा सामान स्टोर कर सकते हैं, बट अगर नेक्स्ट टाइम जाएंगे तो IKEA में फिर आपको नया कुछ मिलेगा. So IKEA is one of the best example of social design or maybe design thinking. आपका एक कमरे में कितना सामान आ जाएगा, that we can think about IKEA. But the negative part of IKEA is that the furniture, whatever it is not very long lasting. So people think that why should I buy IKEA, because it is not going to be long lasting, ये 4-5 साल में खराब हो जाएगा, like that. So the question is, should we address such kind of questions? You need something long lasting, so everything is not possible. So there should be some kind of consensus where to stop and what to take forward. That is the way one has to work.
Thank you all of you for this wonderful session and very interactive session for this. And you all giving very stable and perfect answer for all the questions in a highlighted way.
Dr.
Thank you, everyone.
Dr. Manish, can
Yeah.
I have a submission?
Yeah, please, sir, please.
Yes, very nice presentation by Dr. Nisha. Dr. Prashant has also edited, Dr. Kavita, very helpful to all of us. But my concern is once we talk of innovation, no matter our this art is glued to innovation and innovation is glued to creativity. Unless there is creativity, there cannot be any innovation. But at the same time, I am having this understanding that alongside innovation, we have to try to revive something old which we have lost. Say, for example, our cultural ethos. We were very famous for our cultural ethos. But unfortunately, we have lost on that count. How can we revive those cultural ethos in our society? How we can really bring a social transformation? That is one thing that needs to be addressed by the artists. Number second, once we talk of the challenges that social designing is facing, to my understanding, money is not it is a constraint, not a challenge. There can be problem of funding, there can be problem of money, but that is simply a constraint and we have to manage the constraint. What is more important is that once a social designer says something, design is something, prepares a piece of art, he has to be very much alert that his art conveys a meaning, and alongside this art can convey some subliminal effect also. Subliminal effect is attached. It is something which is, I can say, connected to the main meaning, which is something hidden. So we have to be very much, the social designers must be very much alert to this situation, that once they convey something through their art, through their saying, through their poetry, it should not convey any subliminal effect, subliminal message that is going to cause more harm than good. Second challenge, I believe, is that of intercultural communication, because we are living in a country where we have diverse cultures. And once our artist says something, artist prepares something, artist write something, it should have the effective meaning for all the cultures. That is, it should not make one culture happy and it should not hurt another culture. So that is the biggest challenge that these social designers can face as of now. So I believe, other than that, once we talk of having innovation in designing, that is having more a commercial concern. That in marketing, in commercial organizations, we do have such kind of considerations. But for social transformation, we have to be focused on some objective. And that objective should be how we can bring about transformational change in the society. That is, we have to be transformational leaders. All the artists and designers are the transformation leaders. They transform the society, and it is their art, it is their capacity and capability, it is their creativity that can bring that social change. I believe we need to address on these issues, that what should be the challenge, what actually are the challenges, those of intercultural communication, subliminal effect in messages, and alongside having revival of our old cultural ethos that needs to be taken care of by social. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Fayaz. And I'm assuring me and you, means the Banaras Hindu University and University of Kashmir, soon have a collaborative program for the cultural ethos. I will discuss later on that. But
Sure,
first of all, thank you, Professor Nisha Pandeman from the Vivekananda Institute of Management at Mumbai, Dr. Kavita Arya from the Department of English, Mahatma Gandhi Kasi Vidyapeeth, Varanasi, and one of our colleagues and good friend, Dr. Prashant Srivastava for Environment and Sustainable Development Institute from the Banaras Hindu University, and all the participants who is still with us from the last two hours. And thank you everyone for joining us. And we will again meet you on 3 to 5 p.m. On Wednesday. Today is Monday, Tuesday. Events on Wednesday in relation with the political movements and activism there. We have a session for the social design aspects on that. Thank you, everyone, and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all.